Hello everybody and welcome back to Hyper Metroid, and now starring the land of Maridia and Suitless Underwater. And yes, I'm going to say this now, Suitless Underwater is required for this hack. So, the physics of Project Base, this is really going to confuse me after trying to keep all these hacks straight. The physics of Project Base make Hyper Metroid and Suitless Underwater actually doable. Much easier than, I guess, your normal Suitless Underwater stuff with the vanilla physics. So that is a plus. However, it is still Suitless Underwater and still a drag. So, yeah. Also, nice use of these lava hand guys as sand monsters. It's a very nice change. And again, an enemy, this time my normal beam can't hurt it. Charge shots do hurt it, so I mean that's a little more telling that, hey, maybe you shouldn't be here. Like the space part on top of the elevator, my normal beam hurt that, so there's nothing really preventing me from going anywhere there. And this, I'd say some parts of Maridia. Also, before I go any further, these worms are what aren't affected by grapple anymore, and that really throws me off. Because they should be affected by grapple. Instead, it just sort of deflects off them now. So, yeah. Now, there are some parts of Maridia, some other parts of Maridia, that are probably some of the best in the whole game. Some of the best work in the whole game, visually. But, like this part in the baby puke, Maridia, it's just like, ugh. Like, this part's okay. I can live with this. It's not nearly as good as the other stuff, but it is definitely not the baby puke stuff, so that is a major plus in my book. So, and the grapple sort of, because you have charge beam, when you fire grapple, the pickups are drawn into you, so yeah. Also, those fish have, just sort of based off the anglerfish, have been given a nickname of dirtfish because of how they look. It fits pretty well. Of course, I always keep things refilled because, again, the enemies are stronger. I can still destroy them or whatever, so plus the amount of refill bugs kind of makes you think, like, well, maybe this is somewhere I should be. Except for the worms, because the worms are so annoying. But yeah, the Suitless Underwater is required because Gravity Suit is actually not far from here. However, I do not collect that for a while, so yeah. I mean, right now, I could go collect it. It just so happens that I end up not collecting it because I take a wrong turn. That is literally the only reason I don't have it by this part. And because of that, it ends up making me go through a lot of other stuff. It's all because I didn't go one direction in here, so I don't go one direction anywhere. So, yeah. I mean, that is just something that happens with a world like this. It's like, hey, I didn't go through this one door, instead I went through the other door. And now I'm going to be spending hours because of that. So, again, really, you can see where, you know, that's not going to be something everybody's going to enjoy, that other people make the same mistake I do. They may have a lot worse time off than I did. So, yeah, I mean, that's not really something you can fault them with. So yeah, but you can kind of see where high jump gives you quite a bit of ground underwater, so it does offer some movement options, which is also part of the issue I have with Maridia. Because it is explorable without gravity. You can go a lot of places in Maridia without gravity, so because of that, I'm more inclined to go look for it. So of course, after doing that, I'm blocked off by another gate. Like, So yeah, there's a gate 13 switch nearby. But I'm not getting it quite yet. I could get it. And I do get it suitless, but that's not for a while. Because I'm in Maridia right now, I know I shouldn't be here. Even though I can be, and I can get gravity. But I know this is not somewhere I should technically be right now, so I'm doing this just to look around, see if I can collect anything. I wasn't actually expecting there to be a major upgrade or something that I could get. I was more looking for ammo. Maybe I could sequence break a power bomb or something, because I know there comes a point in the hack where you need one of two items, and power bombs is one of those items. And so I was kind of thinking maybe if I explore around a little bit, maybe I'll find power bombs, because I know a person was looking around for power bombs or this other item, and he was looking for those for quite a while. So I was thinking, interesting. So remember when I said I took a wrong turn? This would be where I took the wrong turn. If you notice on the map, there is no door marked on the left. I've already been in the room on the right. So it's like, well, this seems like the more desirable option to go to. Because of this, I was literally 2 rooms, maybe 3 from Gravity Suit, if I went to that right door. Because I go left. Guess who doesn't get gravity for a long while? Yeah. The things you know. Oh yeah, and I was pause look here because you have your time and percent listed on the screen, which is pretty cool. So yeah. So you can always check what you've got. So I've got almost a quarter of the items. Have not defeated a single major boss. Even though I could go to Kraid and whatnot. Which was my initial goal, which changed completely once I started exploring around a little more. I'm like, well, I'll go see what I can collect before I go back to Kraid. Which actually probably wasn't a bad idea. And that is the power bomb door that closes behind you, and you're not going to be able to get back into Maridia, so if you ever leave by that and you didn't want to, too bad. So yeah. So that big circle at the top of the map, all the gates are marked with that big circle. All the regular dots are just items, like your missiles, whatever. So that is another way to kind of help you see where the gates are. So that's useful as well. But yeah, instead of going back to Brinstar and Kraid, in the last video I ended off saying I'd do something incredibly stupid, and yes, I do end up doing something incredibly stupid in this one. It's a good thing I really didn't progress much in terms of item collection. I'll just say that. Because I end up going over to the wreck ship. And the wreck ship, again, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in the first video, but the wreck ship is one of... Actually, it is the only wreck ship that looks halfway decent. And only because of his custom tiles that he uses in that, which he doesn't use near enough. But where he does use them, it actually makes the thing look alright, so... I mean, at the very least, we'll see that. But in terms of progress, I really goober it up in this. Because I got greedy. Also, that morph sound. That's still... You see, if I was smart, I would have just saved at the ship right there. But I'm not, so I didn't. And then we got all this. And there's a thing up there. So it's like, oh, let's bomb jump. Now the bomb jumping is a little bit trickier. It's basically bomb close to the apex of the height you get from the bomb jump. And of course I'm half a tile too far over. But, I mean, you can get it going and keep it going with just pushing the button. But if you don't do it in the right rhythm, as you see there, you'll end up not being able to keep it going. So it's like, I was there. But if there was a timing you could get down with this, pushing the button like this would be faster than just doing the single bomb jumps all the way up, because you can get double bomb jumps from that and continue on. So, but of course, trying to sequence break again, get item. Nope, need speed booster. So like, really. And all the water in this game looks pretty much like this, just sort of a darker transparency. There's no other real color to it in any way, shape, or form. And this, it's like, oh, I guess I can't make that ledge. Not exactly. The block you shoot out to get out of the water respawns so you can run and jump. But, you know. And then that is the exit for the wreck ship. It's like, It's like, I need to get on that ledge to get up there, but right now I'm thinking that's not exactly possible because I'm a dingbat. And there's really not much you can do with these platforms either. These are just platforms for the sake of having platforms, I guess. So yeah, that shot block responds, so it's like, oh, I guess I can run across that. And so this is what you needed the moon jump boots for, which now you overshoot it because I am that good. But this is why you needed the moon jump boots. So once you collect those Embrand stars, then you're supposed to come here, get your Varia suit and whatnot, which then allows you to go to Norfair, which is where you're supposed to collect your supers, which obviously, and that worm is in a bad spot. Why would you do that? But yeah, I completely did something different, so oh well. But yeah, you see with supers now when I collect missiles, it's like, oh, cool. You added 5 more to my total ammo count. Now I can shoot 8 supers. So, again, I like this ammo thing. And here is the wreck ship. You saw a little bit of it. You can see a little bit of it there. His custom tile work with the moss on the tiles, as you can see there, the bottom, that is what makes the wreck ship actually look alright. He really should have used those tiles in a lot more places and used just the regular tiles as the highlight instead of the moss as the highlight. The mossy stuff should have been the base, just to get rid of these ugly tiles in general, but this is how it is, so. But still, those mossy tiles, really, really good. Actually makes it look like it was wrecked and sort of falling into a lake or something, so really like that. So this room actually advances in terms of progress. We've got another energy tank line out in the open. Again, I'm a big fan of those. I don't actually progress though. I'm like, well, because I look at this and all you see in that room beneath is a door exit to Maridia. Which again, when the doors aren't marked, that's kind of something you think. It's like, well, I don't actually want to go to Maridia. I was just there. Let's look at the wreck ship some more. But you actually have to go down there to advance, and it's not even to Maridia. It's on a door that isn't marked on the map. So, yeah, players having issues with that. I would not be surprised at all. It's like, where do I go in the wreck ship? It's like, there's this one room I haven't fully explored, but that's because it goes to Maridia. It's like, yeah, well, I kind of see that. So something you might have noticed is the wreck ship is on. Basically, it does the reverse of super in a way of trying to be clever, so that the wreck ship is on when you enter it and defeating Mantoon turns it off. So I'm honestly surprised nobody's ever done that before, because it seems like an obvious thing to try. But here is where I get greedy. Like, there's an item over here. This door is locked. It's like, I can do this. Newsflash, you have to exit the way you came in. There's no crumble blocks. And so it's like, yeah, I have to exit that way. So, bet you can't guess who didn't make it out. So yeah, basically everything I just did in this video didn't actually happen. It's like, oh my goodness. I got a little too greedy for that thing, so yeah. But that is actually all for this video. Got to look at Maridia a little bit and look at some tiles in the wreck ship, and then we died because I wanted a missile really bad. But anyway, that will be it for this video. So thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video where we actually make progress and manage to save it. So that's a good thing.